friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another Overlooked Gems. This is where I just babble. I mean, I do that on everything, but where I babble about like albums and stuff that I think didn't get enough attention. That's kind of the whole reason I actually started doing this channel, is because I was driving around listening to an album one day and I'm like, why isn't there more people out there that know about this? And that was the Poor Boys. And then from that point on, I was like, you know, there's a lot of albums that I think should get a lot of attention. And this was one I already did. It is called Rockhead. It is, you know, headed by Bob Rock, who is a very well-known producer. You know, worked with like Metallica and Motley Crue and just tons and tons of others. And The Cult, I believe. Yeah, definitely The Cult. I can't remember if he did anything with Bon Jovi or not. I know he wrote one of the songs on here with Bon Jovi, but other than that, I really can't remember. But tons of people. And, you know, he was a very well-known Canadian producer. There's a band up there he was in called the Payolas and Rockhead. And actually, the drummer from that band, Chris Taylor, he formed this band called Rockhead with two other British, both British Columbian musicians from Vancouver, Steve Jack, lead vocals and harmonica, and Jamie Koch on bass, acoustic guitar. And they actually have John Webster on keyboards. They don't list him as a member of the band, but he's on the album, so I don't know. But anyway, I actually already did this one once, but something was really wrong with the audio. People were complaining about it. I thought it sounded really kind of rough too. And I really, really like this album, so I just decided to go back and do it all over again, which is fine because I love talking about music, because that's what I do. So anyway, like I just mentioned, Bob Rock, producer like extraordinaire, he decided that he was going to do this album project, and this was done in 1993. So it was, you know, after all those big albums I just mentioned, the Metallica thing. I actually didn't really know who he was. I didn't pay much attention until I watched the Metallica Year and a Half in the Life of video, and we got to see him in that. I thought he was pretty cool, really a tough guy to, you know, not a tough guy to work with, but he was definitely knew what he wanted, and he was like really made those guys work. and I really like that album, the Black Album I'm talking about. So when I heard this was coming out, I really wanted to check it out, and it's nothing like that. This is like pretty, I don't want to call it hair metal, but it was 93. This album came out at the worst possible time. I mean, grunge had already started taking over. I don't know what this, you know, it was done on Capitol Records. I don't know what they were thinking. That I mean, things had already started to die at that point as far as this genre of music. But I think it's a really good album. It's not produced, it doesn't even sound very like the same vein as like the Motley Crue and the you know, the Metallica album as far as production style, but it's got a very thin sound to it, which I was kind of surprised to hear when I got this. Although I think the songs on it are really good. I'm not going to go in through like each individual song. I did that on the last one. I felt like I was just kind of like, you know, drudging on and on and on. But I just wanted to like mention that he had a lot of guest people on this album. He had Billy Duffy from The Cult did a solo on, and actually looks like he co-wrote Hell's Back Door. You got Richie Sambora playing on House of Cards, which looks like he and you know, John Bon Jovi, Richie, Gus Vassos, I don't know who that is. These credits on this thing are so small. I have it on cassette. This is how long ago I bought this thing. I have this thing on cassette. There's like a lot of writing credits on here, but the majority of it looks like it was written by Bob Rock, Stephen Jack, Jamie Koch, the main guys, it looks like. So mainly it looks like it was written by the majority of it was written by the band. The Apache, Jimmy Apache Hain on guitar. If you don't know who that is, there's a band called Little Caesar. I can't remember if I did one of these things on them, but if I haven't, I'm going to, because that's another awesome album, the Little Caesar's first one. Man, that's a good album. And I actually got to meet Apache once. I did a show, man, up in Buffalo one time, and I can't remember who we were playing with, but he was just there hanging out, and we kind of hung out backstage with him. So really cool dude. And then there's, you know, got I don't know who else is on here. It's David Steele, I'm really not sure who that is. Mark LaFrance and Scott Humphrey doing some programming, and Kenny Greer on some pedal steel and slide guitar, which was actually worked in really well in here. There's a couple songs that have that kind of blues rock feel to it, although it's like a blues rock. I hate to say it. I keep saying hair metal, but when I say it, you know what I'm talking about. The hair metal feel to it. But just the highlights on here for me, kickoff song, Bed of Roses. I just thought that was a cool song. Actually, they're like the first three, right? Bed of Roses, Chelsea Rose, and Heartland. I think Heartland was a single. Just, man, those three right in a row, just upbeat, energy, catchy. Why this? I mean, I know why this album didn't catch on, because this came out at the wrong time. Great. There's actually 6 songs on the first side. Got Love Hunter, Death Do Us Part, and War Child. All cool songs, but those first 3 are like really, really did it for me. And the second side on this one are like really my favorite songs on here are on the second side. There's a song Sleepwalk, which has just got this cool heavy groove to it. Really catchy vocal part. And it goes right into a song called Hell's Back Door, which is, I already mentioned, Billy Duffy played on and guest wrote. That's got most of this album is just upbeat, cool, hard rock, that vein of stuff. And there's a song in here called Hard Rain, which is kind of funny because the band I was in, like around this era, we had a song with the same name, and it was our tribute to our tribute to Ray Gillen. Jeez, I'm drawing a blank there. Sorry. It happens. Case of the old. Get it every now and then. And this song is not about that at all. But Angel Fire is another great one. Webhead I actually don't remember too well. Baby Wild kicked butt, and it ends with House of Cards, the one I talked about with Richie Sambora playing on it. Just all that cool hard rock, catchy, produced really good. If it's just an album you've never heard of and you like that style of music, it's kind of the same vein as the bands he worked with, not counting Metallica. It doesn't sound anything like that, but it's got that feel, that style of music, a little bit more bluesy, really big choruses, just fun guitar, really good singer. He's got kind of a little bit of a raspy, higher pitched singing, not whiny or too overbearing or anything like that. He's got a really cool voice, and just the guitar playing is just really good. It's just a really fun album. I don't know what else to say about it other than that. If you haven't heard it, check it out. If you have heard it, leave your comments in here. Tell me what you think. This is one of those albums. I know my last review of it was like horrible, so the sound quality of it anyway. So hopefully this one, a little bit more people will get through and be inspired to go check out this album. If there's any other albums I'm missing that you think the Bob Rock has been involved with, or these other guys, Steve Jack or Jamie Koch, I don't really know much about those guys. If there's anything else they've done that anybody out there knows of that we should check out, give us a heads up on that. And like, share, subscribe to keep this music alive, because that's what it's all about, just keeping this music that we love out there for more people to hear. That's like the whole point of this, is to get people to experience some of these cool albums that maybe they would really enjoy that they didn't know about. So anyway, until next time, we will see you.